Okay, good evening and welcome to the second AMCA Championship of 2021. Reveal who's going to let you know the riders in this particular team tonight. And tonight's guest is Mr. Matt Lloyd, the owner of the MD-MX FIR KTM team. So without further ado, let's introduce Matt and bring him into the studio.
Hi, Mike. How are you?
Good, thanks, Matt. And yourself?
Yeah, very well, mate. Thanks. Really well. A bit annoyed with all this lockdown rubbish, but yeah, it's the same for everyone.
That's right. Okay. So right, in 2020, you were in effect a new team in the AMCA paddock, a very welcome new team. But how did you get involved in the motocross world? Tell us the story about how this all unraveled and you became like a team owner.
Yeah, basically, I'm a very unknown person in MX, in motocross, AMCA, ACU, everywhere really. People don't have a clue who I am. I'm basically a car racer. I've raced cars all my life, basically since I was 13. All along, sort of whilst racing cars, I've always been into bikes, always been into the motocross. Followed it, watched it. I even bought myself a little bike then when I was sort of 15, 16. Gang of local friends from Hay-on-Wye. We all sort of used to go along together, load up the van Saturday afternoon and off to go. We was in the Hereford AMCA club. Used to do all the local stuff really, but like I said, cars was always my passion. But I think, about 16, I think it was, about 2016, I got in and I started helping Steve Dawson, the Dawson Yamaha team. And I was lucky enough to be put with Jamie Law, helping Jamie. So basically I stayed with, helped in between all my car racing. I got in with Jamie and Steve and Zach Steely and all them guys. And obviously due to work commitments, Steve sort of backed out of it a little bit and went more concentrated on on work side of things, and Zach and Jamie moved on to a Pico, and I was lucky enough to go with Jamie. Again, shuffling that around, working, racing my cars. 2018, I did manage a second in the Nationals in my car racing, which is kind of equivalent to, I guess it's equivalent to like the MX Nationals then. So 19, I thought, right, I'm going all out. I was going to go all out to sort of win it, and it didn't quite go that way. I suffered a spinal injury, which changed my life forever, really. I was from the waist down fully paralyzed, no control, no movements, no nothing, right from the waist down. So it was a bit of a big blow. So down to Cardiff University, big operation, where they told me I probably wouldn't walk ever again. That then really, I sort of woke up the following day after the op and I could feel my left leg. And I just thought, right, Christ, someone's giving me half a chance here. So I'm gonna take it and give it a good skid. But I knew my racing was over, and I knew my body shop was over because I was a vehicle painter by trade, and I was also a rally driving instructor up in Phil Price Rally School. But I knew that was gone. And the only other thing I knew anything about what really was bikes. So I kind of accepted the fact really quickly and lay in hospital for night after night after night. That was it. With my links with the Pico, I started up my own little shop when I was able to. And basically that's kind of it. I sort of opened the shop up. The shop really took off so well, but much better than I ever thought it would. And of course, I'm not an office boy at all, but I kind of taught myself to be. It was a big change for me, but that competitive itch was still there. I really needed to scratch that itch somehow. like the racing itch, I should say then. So the only way really to grab hold of it was to start a team. And that's when we started the team quite late on, sort of for 2020 season. And that's basically how it's all come about, really.
Okay, so the big thing is, obviously everybody wants to know who's going to be your team for 2021. If you can announce the riders, please.
Yeah, sure. Well, there's been a bit of a change, really. Just before I announce the main thing, what I will just add, I'm also going to run this year a smaller team on the side, MDMX Moto Muck Racing. I actually own Moto Muck as well, which is a bike cleaning brand. And I'm going to run a smaller team on the side of it. And after talks with a real good mate of mine, Ben Nichols, we've decided that he's so much more comfortable riding a 450. So he's actually now going to stay on his on a 450 Yamaha, and he's going to ride in that other awning with young Caden Bailey, who's going to ride in the 85s, and I think Ben's brother Callum is going to ride out of it as well. That's right. That's one of the changes. Basically back to then FIR MDMX FIR KTM. That's the big team, like the sponsored sort of where the money is type team. We're going to have 2 MX1 riders and 1 MX2. The first MX1 rider is a lad that I obviously worked with at Dawson, and sort of at with the Pico is Zach Steely. I've known Zach quite some time now, and I've seen him on form, and that lad can, he can motor, he can go. I think back, Christ, was it 2016 maybe, or maybe a bit before that. I think Zach had 4th overall MX2 championship and 6th in the IMBA, so we know what he's capable of. We can see, and he did actually join us last year. So Zach is first rider. The second rider is a lad who also joined us at the end of the season and totally unfit, totally not bike fit at all, with a really bad shoulder injury, and he still managed 2nd overall. And I think he turned some heads that day. That's James Mackerel from Belfast. So James is going to he's going to be on with us. And the MX2 slot, which I've obviously explained about with Ben Nichols, a mate of mine from Hay. He's a good, solid rider, Ben is. He's never done anything like it before. But replacing Ben is, I wanted to find somebody basically like a young up-and-coming lad, somebody that, like a young lad that we know has got a bit of potential about him. We know that he can ride, but maybe just needs a bit of help, a bit of guidance and whatever. The riding for us this year in MX2 is a young lad called Rossi Beard. He is actually a multiple British champion in the youth ranks. He's only 18 years old. And that lad can ride a bike. He really can ride a bike. And I'm hoping we can bring back what he did in 18. And let's get him to turn heads in MX2 as well as the other boys in MX1.
Okay, that looks to me a really strong side, and I'm sure you've got high hopes that they can. I'm sure you've got high hopes that they can bring home the goods for you, and especially Rossi Beard in MX2. I mean, I've seen what he's achieved already, and I'm sure he's going to, like you said, turn a few heads, and certainly be in there and mixing it in what is always a very competitive class. Yeah,
I think so. I think so. Like, just to list just a couple of things that he's done, he's like 16, he was the big wheel 85 British champion. I've got to read these because my memory's not that good. Like 17, he was the 125 British champion. 17, he was the MXY2 British champion and the MXY2 MX Nationals champion and the Michelin Cup. 18 then, in 17, he actually qualified for the Junior World Cup. 18, he was the under-21 British champion, Western Beach Race youth champion. But yeah, what makes it quite exciting is that in 18, Mackerel's going to kill me for saying this. He actually pipped Mackerel to the post for the under-21 championship.
Yeah, I mean, James Mackerel as well, like you said, he only had that one round at Long Lane right at the end of the season. He'd had, I think it was a year off the bike, to come in and be able to mix it in that sort of company, and not only mix it, but then get on the podium with a dislocated shoulder as well. And that's some achievement, isn't it? So that, again, that must give you like high hopes for the year ahead.
Yeah, to be fair, he's a lunatic. The boy he fits me so well. He just, honestly, I couldn't ask for a better lad in the team. Him and his mechanic Jason. Them the boys, like, we text every day just about, and such tidy, decent, proper lads. You know, like through the winter we were talking, me and James, and he doesn't, he doesn't care. 2 wheels and he's happy. That's it. 2 wheels and a helmet and he'll bloody ride the thing. He's such a really good lad. He is so going to fit in.
That's great then for you. Obviously, you need, obviously, you're getting support to run the team. Can you sort of mention a few of the people, the sponsors who's helping you in 2021?
Yeah, sure. Basically, massively so grateful for Factory Image Racing. They stepped in with the most generous offer. Like I couldn't believe it. I thought it was a friend taking the mick to start with, but it was perfect. It was just they come in. So I should have mentioned E.T. James actually first, because the guy Andrew and the guys up at E.T. James, they sort of come in with a deal to run KTMs, and obviously I jumped at it. I used Selwyn and Andrew for parts through my shop, and it was just a dream come true for me. And then because they're local and off-road only, Factory Image Racing are local, they come in as well, and we've all sort of, the 3 of us have joined in, and it's just, yeah, it's perfect. It really is. They've come in as a title sponsor, FIR, which I cannot thank enough. I really can't thank them enough. Also, I don't know how long you've got, but I'm really sorry. But also, Dawson Training, Steve and Brian up at Dawson Training in Shrewsbury, very sort of well in with the AMCA, and I'm so, like, they're well in with Zach as well, and I'm so grateful for them to come in. They're going to bring a lot of experience with them, and that's, being a new team, that's something I look forward to as well. And GP Biotech, GP Motor Park, all based at one venue, one farm. Them guys have been with us last year and they're with us this year. So yeah, again, really, really grateful to them guys for supporting us this year. They've come on board, and I just hope they can join us at a few rounds. And then we've got like sort of private team sponsors. We've got Touchdown Designs and Print, which is a local company which does all like my shop websiting and my Shopifys and all that sort of thing. Neil, he's a good lad. Neil he's really into his bikes, and he's come on board. We've got Mark Hurd's Butchers from Webley, just outside Leominster, another sort of biker. MJM Groundworks, Marcus Morgan, another good, actually a very good rider. Marcus has come on board. And another personal sort of team sponsor then is Glazebury Car Repairs, a bloke called Warren Slater. Him and his son, they love their bike, man. Young Noah is just absolutely bonkers about bikes, and he's a lovely, lovely lad, Noah is. And yeah, I'm grateful to have them guys on board. So it's they're like your personal sponsors, and then we've got sort of sponsorship through Artec, FMF. Just everybody. Would be here all night if I had to name them all, but I'm so grateful. It's beyond, I'm blown away with it. Blown away by how far we've come in 12 months.
Okay. Obviously you've been very busy getting this all together. Have you had a chance to sort of look at the dates and venues for the 2021 series?
I have had a look. just briefly, because obviously AMCA is going to be our main. That is our main. That comes before anything else. And yeah, last year, our first year it was good for me to be a 4 or 5 rounder. Was perfect to get my feet wet, but I can't wait. I'm looking forward to sort of spreading it across different venues, different terrains, different everything, really. I'm not looking forward to changing all the tyres and all the rest of it and helping the boys set up their bikes differently, because last year was a bit of a walk in the park. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a cracker of a year. And some venues
Okay.
I've actually not been to myself, not being from motocross.
Okay. Thanks, Matt, for letting everybody know your team for 2021. It's great to have you in the AMCA, and let's hope that we can have a full, uninterrupted season in 2021. And the best, and all I can say now is the best of luck. Okay, thanks, Matt.
Can I just quickly, Mike, just say, I obviously follow up in trying to follow on from Shane's interview. Nobody's going to be watching, but I just want to thank 2 lads that helped me out, and without them, we wouldn't be there at the field setup. Is 2 good mates of mine, Jay Parola and Di Lloyd. Them lads are just, honestly, I wouldn't be there, and the tent wouldn't be set up. Me being a disabled Dave, I'm just so grateful for all their help. My father and my brother as well help out, but them 2 lads, without fail, I don't need to ask them, and they're there. So thanks, boys.
Okay, thanks then, Matt. That's brilliant. And like I said, see you hopefully in May at the first round.
Yes, Mike. Thanks very much. See you on the field soon, mate.
Yeah, thank you. Bye. Okay, well, that's it for tonight. There's plenty more team news to come before the end of February, and also there's some great interviews in the pipeline. So keep watching for further. Thanks for tuning in tonight, and take steady. Thank you.